Welcome to another morning skate edition of the Inside Edge from here at Nationwide Arena. The Blue Jackets getting set to take on the Winnipeg Jets tonight. Bob McElligott alongside of Jody Shelley. The first of two meetings between these two teams. And Jody, these teams haven't met each other since November of 2011. Now, it sounds like a long time because it is a long time, but when you factor in that this team was in the other conference, which they are again, but they were in the East, the old Atlanta Thrashers, and then the lockout last year. Blue Jackets just never saw this team. Any kind of a challenge to see a team after it's been so long?
You know what? I don't think so. I think it's kind of exciting. I think it's, I don't know. It just kind of breaks it up. I mean, the Winnipeg Jets are a new team. They're a different team, obviously, than when the Blue Jackets played them. There's a couple familiar faces. I see Bogosian is out there still, and he's a big piece. Vander Kane. And you look at these guys, and you know, they're a team that's 10 points out of a playoff position. But they're in the West, as you mentioned, and if they were in the East, they'd be in the same position as the Columbus Blue Jackets because their record is the same and or very close, and which is very close to the last playoff spot or one of the for sure playoff spots in the top six. So you look at that, and you have to respect this game tonight. The Blue Jackets have to worry about their game. They have to focus on what they have to do and what they've been doing and what they can do better. They're coming off a loss the other night to the St. Louis Blues. I thought they played an excellent game. I thought that they managed the puck well, but St. Louis is a team that knows how to win. And when you're on a team that knows how to win, nothing phases you. You know you're going to win the game. And if you don't, it's because the other team did everything perfect for 60 minutes. And the Blue Jackets, there was a couple holes and too many penalties, and the St. Louis Blues took advantage. So they have to learn from that. There's a lesson in every game, every win and loss. And here they have a team tonight. They have to be ready for this matchup the same way they were for the last 5 games, including the Pittsburgh loss and the St. Louis loss, because it's that time of year. You can make hay in December, but if you lose a game, you got to make sure you don't lose 2 in a row, and that's where the Blue Jackets are at right now.
Well, that's a pretty good point that you make right there. And I think from a player standpoint, you know that the other team's going to come and play hard. From a fan standpoint, sometimes you look at a roster and say, well, this shouldn't be too hard to play, because there are a lot of indescript names on this list for the Winnipeg Jets, and especially here in Columbus because you don't see them very often. But there are also some guys out there, too, that are very well known. Olli Jokinen is on this team, who's a guy that's had plenty of success in this league. Dustin Byfuglien is here, and he's got a Stanley Cup ring, and he always finds a way to make things happen. And you mentioned Vander Kane. He's coming back into the lineup tonight, so he's going to be hungry. But all in all, this is a team that gave up 6 goals to the Dallas Stars on Saturday afternoon. They lost at home. They're going on the road for, I think, 3 of their next 4 games are on the road. So they are on a mission. They've got something to prove. They don't care what other fans think about their roster and who they have or who they don't have. They just are coming here to compete, aren't they?
Yeah, they're coming here to win, and it's it's something when you're on a team and a team is struggling, and you get on the road or you come off a couple bad losses. And I know there was some quotes in the paper. I think Blake Wheeler just lit his team up with, he's sick of the way everything is done. And expect a response. The captain is Andrew Ladd. I mean, he's a guy that's won a Stanley Cup with the Chicago Blackhawks. He's a leader, one of the best leaders in the game. Very underrated player, but he's a guy that works hard every night, does the little things, the hard things. And this team is really trying to find some kind of identity or find their way. And who are we to say that they're not going to come in here tonight and give us their best? Or the Columbus Blue Jackets is the best. So this team tonight, I'm telling you what, as you look around and the guys you mentioned, they could be dangerous. Plus their goalie Pavlich, I don't know if he's playing tonight, but Montoya's in the other net, and he might be playing. If he is, boy, he's a good goalie too, NHL proven goalie. So.
Yeah, Montoya, here's a guy that was drafted a long, long time ago and kind of fell off the radar, but he's back in a big way in Winnipeg. So you're right, if he does play tonight, it doesn't matter which one of those guys plays, it's going to be tough. Also, it's a return of Grant Klitzum to Nationwide Arena, and that may not be breaking headlines in the NHL, but I think it is for him, and it should be for the Blue Jackets. Here's a guy that was drafted by the Blue Jackets. He developed in the system and then was traded off, and now he gets a chance to come back here. And we've talked about that a lot here over the last couple of games with guys getting to play their old teams. Even though he's not a big focal factor on this Winnipeg Jets team, how dangerous could he be tonight because he's trying to prove something?
Well, he's excited. He wants to show the Blue Jackets that they made a mistake by not having him back. And that's the excitement. He's familiar with this building, the fans. He's probably got some friends. You have local familiar restaurants and all kinds of stuff going on. And when you're a part of that, and then now you're not. When you come back, you're excited. You have a little jump in your step. It's a date on the schedule you circle. And like you just said, we've spoken of it a lot lately. But here's another guy that was in the system and found a home somewhere else, and is probably looking to come in and prove something tonight.
The other connection, Claude Noel, of course, was an assistant coach here with the Blue Jackets. Then he was an interim head coach when Ken Hitchcock was let go. So he's familiar with the organization. People here are familiar with him. And when you've been on a team with a coach that's going up against an old organization, do you pull for the coach? Do you try to step it up for the coach just as you would for any teammate playing their old team?
You definitely do, and you definitely do. Now, in saying that, I watched the Rangers return or the Canucks go into New York a couple of weeks ago with Torts, and they got blown up. But I think that there's motivation on both sides. I think that there's players that had Claude, and for the Blue Jackets, who will want him to will want to stick it to him tonight. And then there's players definitely. If you're part of a team and the coach has been here, first of all, you'll start before the game saying, hey, we win this game. You're gonna buy us a team dinner, or you're gonna buy us I don't know, a gift or whatever. And so it starts with that kind of banter, and guys are aware. So it makes it exciting on all levels because especially as a coach, they have to be so much more involved in different part of the business side in the community, and probably their faces are out there a little bit more with appearances and some events and speaking of events, and so I'm sure that the guys will be fired up for Claude Noel tonight. That's a very good point.
Last game of a homestand for the Blue Jackets. This looks like it could be one of those trap games tonight, too, because you just had a big matchup against St. Louis. Two teams don't like each other, one of the best teams in the league. Then you've got this game, and then when you look down the schedule, you have to go to Philadelphia later in the week, and then the Flyers come here to finish off a home-and-home. Those are division games. Those are going to be huge. How do you not overlook this game tonight as a player?
You have to approach this game as setting the tone for the rest of the week. It's a big, big week, and we said that, and we're going to say it next week, and we're going to say it the week after. But I'm telling you what, they won't be as big if they don't include this week. If you look out 8 weeks from now, those games aren't going to be big if you don't take care of business tonight. And you don't want this to be a game that you look back and say, hey, we had an opportunity after the St. Louis loss in overtime to really take it to the Winnipeg Jets, who were fragile, and we didn't. Because this sets up the tone for Philadelphia there, Philadelphia here, which could be a pivotal part of the season if you can knock. Those are 2 4-point games of a team that's right there with you. You can bury them. You have a chance to really set yourself up this week for a great push in December.
And then if you look one more game ahead, Carolina on the road right before Christmas. So there are big games coming up here. And you're right, springboard. That's what you're trying to do, springboard. It was a big weekend for you, too. You had a lot of stuff going on this weekend. How'd your hockey and heels go the other night?
Oh, that was fantastic. I tell you what. I told these girls a quick story. I pulled out of here the other morning. It was at game day. And I pulled out of Nationwide Arena on Neal Avenue. And there was a lady in a red bikini running towards me in the snow. And I told these girls in Hockey and Heels this story when I got there, and I said, and I thought these might have been the Hockey and Heels girls. Maybe they had a full-day event, and this is part of it, running around the snow in a bikini. Come to find out, it was the Speedo Run for Diabetes. So we cleared that up right away. We got some laughs out of the girls. They had some great questions. One question was, what's the difference between like first line, second line, third line, fourth line? And I told them a couple different things, but they were great. It was a lot of fun, and then I was between the benches for the St. Louis game, and that was great to hear Coach Hitchcock and his players yell at each other down there, and it was great. It was a lot of fun.
And you capped it off by skating with some season ticket holders yesterday, right?
Yes, I did, and yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. I got to play some hockey, some keep away, and just a good way to kick off the festive season here at Nationwide Arena.
See, you thought that player schedule was grueling. How about this schedule? It's even worse, isn't it?
I know, it's worse. I saw you here with your family. That was nice. Everyone had gifts, and Santa Claus was in the building. So, yeah, this is a busy schedule, Bob.
Busy, but a great time of the year, and it'll be even more great if the Blue Jackets are able to get their business done here tonight and pick up the 2 points against the Winnipeg Jets. What are you doing tonight?
Tonight, I'm not sure. I think I'm doing pregame and postgame. I better double check on that.
All right, well, you can tune in on Fox Sports Ohio at 6:30 because Jody might be on that pregame show tonight. Probably, I would say more than likely. Of course, the game gets underway at 7 o'clock. George Matthews and I will be on the Blue Jackets radio network and right here at BlueJackets.com. That'll wrap up another morning skate edition of the Inside Edge. Thanks for tuning us in here at BlueJackets.com.